This is my first year in the Humanities Academy, and this is my Humanities project. My idea. Background. My project is a research-based project in which I studied the lives of various celebrities who have backstories that are inspiring. For example, Oprah Winfrey was one of the persons of interest in this project. She overcame sexual abuse, poverty, physical abuse, and other hardships. She now hosts a show which reaches 15 million viewers a day. I also studied DeMar DeRozan, an NBA basketball player who grew up in poverty, involved in gang violence and drugs, all in the dangerous city of Compton. The Billboard rapper Lil Durk, who lost dozens of friends to gun violence in Chicago. Jim Carrey, who lost both of his parents in a 3-year span and fought depression. Lastly, I studied LeBron James, who dealt with the missing father and father figure and foster families. The process. The majority of my year consisted of learning everything possible about the people I selected. In other words, I spent months gathering information for the final project. I have about 12 pages of research, which took very long and was very much a grind. In this presentation, I'll show the struggles which I faced in that part of the project. Right now, I'm in the process of turning this information into words to make into a story, each chapter dedicated to the life story of one person I selected. I plan on getting up to 15 pages in this story. What I've accomplished. Completed many pages of research, dozens of different articles, videos, and images, with the goal of learning as much as I can before I turn this into a story. It was a very long process, but I really cannot complain because I enjoyed it. I'm currently drafting my story and plan to continue doing so for the rest of the year into next year. The book itself should be done by the end of summer, and I look forward to adding more chapters with new people next year. The images of the papers are just 2 pages of my research, which were dedicated to Oprah, and the other image is LeBron and DeRozan, which was a picture I used in my story. Motivations. Self-improvement. Before starting this project, I thought to myself, what do I gain from it, and why do I want to do it? One very valid reason was to improve my ability as a writer and learn information about people who I find to be inspiring. This project has greatly helped me as a writer, which translates into my other classes, such as English and history, which are largely based on writing. Not only in school, but being good at writing helps everywhere in life, and could even possibly help me get into college. Goal to achieve. This project has served as somewhat of a goal to me. Always working to the end goal of finishing this project has been a motivator for me. I'll feel very satisfied with myself once I'm able to finish this project. Therefore, it's a goal to reach. I kind of viewed it as beating a video game. You work towards it for a while and ultimately hope to finish it one day. Inspiration. My inspiration is pretty simple. A rapper whose music I enjoyed listening to sadly passed away in 2020. I was on Instagram when I saw his best friend's reaction to his death, which really touched me. I looked a little deeper into it and realized that this man's life story was very interesting because he had lost over 20 friends in the last decade, but still managed to make a #1 Billboard song. I realized I could turn this into a story, and that's where I got this project idea. I found other people similar to this rapper and went on from there. I find these life stories inspiring, motivating, and moving, and wish to share them with other people so they can feel the same way I felt about them. The image on the bottom right is an image of the video that helped me inspire this project. And the video was of Lil Durk, the rapper who I'm researching. It was his reaction to his friend King Von's death. Obstacles. One major obstacle that I had was motivation. I lacked motivation to further progress and do work outside of school. At points in time, I felt like doing nothing during classes was a better choice than working, which I now realize was very unintelligent of me. Especially during a long-term project, it is very unmotivating because you need to be patient with it and do work gradually, which unmotivated me slightly. When discussing with my peers, I feel like this was a very mutual issue amongst a lot of us. Another obstacle for me was I really doubted my project and didn't like the idea. I thought it wouldn't go anywhere and that it was a stupid idea. I also perceived it as a side project and overall really lacked faith in it. Over time, I got over this and now I don't really struggle with this, but early on this year, it really bothered me. I know now that this idea suits me pretty well and has proved to be beneficial to me in many ways. There were many distractions for me which mostly revolved around schoolwork and other classes, sports practices and games, and doing stuff with my friends. Over time, these things really add up and contribute to a lot of time not focusing on the project. I'm a busy kid and finding time to even complete a long-term project of this scale was hard, but definitely not impossible. With a virtual school year and being home for most of the time, it was very easy to just blow this project off and do something else with my time, which was also a very large problem in almost every one of my classes. What I've learned from the habits of mind this year. Intentionality. I had to be aware of what I was doing and why I wanted to do it. I constantly reminded myself that this will improve my knowledge and writing skills, and that's why it would be worth it. This helped me with the procrastination because it reminded me why I'm doing it. Confidence. One of my obstacles that I mentioned earlier was lacking confidence in my project. I used to think it would go nowhere and that I would be bored with it and never make any progress. I don't know exactly why I felt this way, but it was a long, hard struggle for me. Over the past few weeks and months, I've gained back a lot of my confidence. I know that I have improved with this habit of mine because I know that it'll be successful when it's done, and I know it's valuable for me. Patience and accountability. Being patient in a writing project is way more important than one might actually realize, because work does not get done overnight. It's an everyday grind, and bit by bit, stuff gets done. Accountability was difficult to me because I am the only one who's accountable for my work that needs to be done. I had to hold myself responsible, and that was the only way I was able to complete my work. How do I know I've learned and improved with these things? I know I've improved with patience and accountability because, like I previously mentioned, I completed an immense amount of work in the last few weeks. I lacked accountability and patience early on in this year when my project was in a beta phase, but now I am excited when I get the chance to do this project. I also practice this in English with many of my other writing assignments. I improved in confidence because I know in my head that this project wasn't a bust and it was successful and beneficial for myself and others. I'm fully confident in my ability and the results I have. Lastly, I know I improve with intentionality because I started reminding myself of my motivations and intentions. Thank you for listening.